to the creation of On the Rails, episode 2. Um, as you saw in the time lapse, I constructed a bit of an area for the next space to occur in. Currently, my idea is that there's some puzzles in each of these hallways, and as you can see, I made this one a simple, or relatively simple, sand pushing puzzle, because I honestly really like that type of puzzle. It's fun. For me, at least, it's easy. Um, and yeah, I just really like it. And then once they get to the end, they flick the lever, which turns on the lamp, and also will let them sort of make it through these. Um, and this is sort of a rotary, so minecarts come in from here, they go on, they start going around. You can press one of the buttons to go that way. So all this sounds great in theory, at least to me. Oh yeah, I never explained. Basically, when the sand gets onto one of the raw gold blocks, and I'm going to have to make sure that you can't see through cracks like that, otherwise that would be embarrassing. Like here, this one will power this rail, this one will power this rail, um, this one will power this rail, etc., etc. And they just turn on when they just turn on and they stay on. So in order to make the reset system, I'm going to have to rebuild probably this. No, I can probably just clone it. I'll just clone the entire um, I'll just clone the entire structure and put it down, and then just use a command block to reclone it back up here whenever I need to reset it. I'll probably do the same over here. Well, a different puzzle, probably a different type of puzzle even. But yeah. So let's work on this one first. I'm just gonna punch a hole in the floor right here. And let's get a piece of redstone dust. I'm going to be working on cobblestone, which I usually don't like to do, but honestly, this doesn't need to be the prettiest thing. It just needs to work. Nobody's going to see this, at least if they do a normal playthrough of the map. Yeah, so also, I'm probably going to consolidate all of the repeating command blocks into one command block chain, which actually I think that I should do it right now. I'm going to have to change the selector of it, so I'm going to change it to x. I need the x and z coordinates of this, so it's -9, 63. X equals -9, dz equals 63. So it teleports to there. Let's turn the whole system on. Just need to put a minecart through. Oh, I didn't actually. Okay. Okay, it's still working. But that's not the one I changed, is it? Yep. And like I said, later I'll change all of the I'll set it so that command block outputs aren't shown, but for right now it's useful, so I keep it. So control middle click, so that I copy the MBT data. I'm just going to put it here, change it to chain, always active, and unconditional because I don't want it to not work if there's not a minecart above that, because that's when it's supposed to work. I'm gonna change the selecting system or the selector on this one too in case I ever do move this chain. I doubt it will happen, but just in case, dx. So I'm looking at -957. X equals -9. It needs an equals. Z equals 57. And you can see the coordinates here in case, yeah. So it still works, or at least it should. Yeah. That's interesting. Um, do I need to add limit equals 1? That didn't affect it earlier. I am looking at -9, 46, 57. So, and the order is a bit screwed in here, but that should work. That should be working. Did it simply not think that it's powered? It simply didn't think that it was powered. That is, I guess I have to be wary of that. I never thought that I would run into a problem that simple, but here we are. So now, yeah, I'm gonna set up this area. It should be a simple execute /execute if block. I'm gonna move it up by 1 because I do want it to be above the gold block, not below. If block -2, 47, 65 is sand, then run set block, and I'll just choose this as my block. It should be redstone underscore block. Obviously it didn't go off because the block isn't sand, but if I do run that command when the block is sand, so I'm just gonna do a little cheaty cheat, fail at my cheaty cheat, and then do my cheaty cheat. It goes off, and I just need to, I can also add another layer of redundancy to, in order to make it not constantly set the redstone block, which is probably a good idea, or even not check if block -4, 45, 65 air, because I want it to be not redstone block. Actually, does it work with the exclamation mark? Okay, no it doesn't. So, as you can see, oh, sand there. It didn't change the block. there was no command output. I can do that. And what's even better with this is that if I put something like cobblestone here, for some reason, I'm not sure why I would do it, but for some reason, if I do that, then it won't run. I'm gonna come back to you on that. Oh, -3. I said -3. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, it didn't run because even though this is there, this is not air, so it didn't run. But if I do this, then it does run. I'm gonna break that because I do want this to be in the original starting position. You could see me testing out to make sure that the actual puzzle worked a few different times in that montage, or in that time lapse, I believe. I seem to have just realized that if sand is here, you cannot flick the lever here. And if sand is here, that means that you're already at least here. So, and I'm not going to ask people to have the foresight to move stuff across at least this early. Although they might, because people aren't honestly that dumb. Like, yeah, people are generally smart. Um, yeah. But also, I don't want it to be here, so that it doesn't power these rails. I could just move them over one, but also, you probably saw me testing out. This is the what? What is it doing there? Okay, so I also need to add dx and dz, apparently. Yeah, that unfortunately makes sense. Why is it giving me red? Expected double at run TP. What? At E. Is the selector too long? No, that can't be the case because I did it here. And it's not a case of, what? I'm not missing a comma. I hope that you enjoy this unedited, unfiltered, me not understanding why this is a problem. DZ equals 0. Oh, that's why it was a problem, because I had two DZs, where one of them needed to just be Z, as in designated the Z coordinate. Okay, that makes sense. Now, when I put a minecart anywhere else on the track, yep, it's not TP'd. just gotta make sure that, okay. Is this one working? It looks like it is not, which is this command block, I do believe. Oh, it used relatives in this command, and the block 2 blocks around above that is a normal rail, so it would never be an unpowered powered rail. -9, 63. Um, 46. That should be correct. Let's check to see if I also need to change this. No, it looks like that one was correctly made. So now that works. Yeah. So yeah, now that command that I had earlier, I'll just cut off the slash because that's not necessary in command blocks. And it is unconditional chain and always active, so that is just going to make that one work. If I put sand here, then that turns on. If I was a player and I didn't cheat my way there, then it would look like that. And I think that's somewhat understandable, more or less understandable. There's also, in later levels, I might expect players to be able to do that sort of planning ahead. But currently, like, I don't know, it's just the knowledge of a piston head stopping another piston from extending, and also that they will extend if they get a block update as soon as they're able to extend. That's something that not everybody knows, and I don't really like the idea of incorporating it into a puzzle this early on. I just don't really like it. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like not something I should do. Although I'm not going to be adding the same sort of like security things on these rails as I did the other ones, so you'll be able to slide along like this. And sort of just, yeah, but also there's no way to stop here if you did that one. And yeah, it looks like it is possible to do from here, so that's good. I did say literally 30 seconds ago or something like that I didn't want people to need that knowledge. But if I'm employing it there, then I might as well use it here. It's simply a more advanced usage of it. And this isn't like the most advanced that I'm going to get ever on this. That's simply not the case. I am going to get much more advanced. There's probably going to be a case later on where I literally make them get out of the minecart in order to solve something somewhat complicated. If I get super complicated, it'll probably become an Easter egg. Not because of the secretness, it'll probably be fairly obvious and easy to get to, but because of the difficulty. because I did put out a map with something super difficult related to this, somewhat related to this. Nobody played it, but like I could barely get through the last level, and I made it. And I also test played it like 100 times. I could barely get through the last level, so I'm not going to force anybody to do that. So yeah, I'm just gonna reset here. And then I'm just gonna, I'm going to make the sand execute if block, block that I'm looking at, run set block. Except here, I want it to be here and here. Yeah, I'm just gonna run through these commands real quick and copy them into a command block. Shouldn't be terribly difficult, considering I haven't finished all the commands yet, but I did finish this one, and I just wanted to show you it in action. As you can see, when the button is on, this turns to make it so that the powered rail points here, but when it turns back off, it goes back. So, yeah, I'll finish everything now. Okay, so since last video, I did a few more things than I would say. Right now this area is deactivated, but if I get a minecart and simply activate it by putting it on this detector rail, then you'll see this. Basically what this does is, hold on, I'll show you. Also, I believe that the system was removed for this one. I redid the system with the powered rails, so this armor stand actually has a custom name. So that's how and it's using a singular repeating command block to automatically teleport all minecarts that are within a certain vicinity to it. And it's doing that automatically, so I took out the command blocks that I had doing that beforehand. So yeah, now let's just simulate coming into here normally. Get annoyed because the armor stand is going to be invisible, and yeah, hopefully that removes it. If it comes to be too much of a problem, I might just replace it with an endermite and take out the what's it called? And set it so that it doesn't have any collision or any AI, but hopefully it being invisible will help. So yeah, you just press that, go through. And the purpose of this is if the powered rails were just on all the time, then we would be going around super quick. And that's not something I want because I want to be able to press these buttons. So if we press it like this, then we sort of just get put to the side. And from here you can complete the whole thing, or you can go back into the circle if you had done it and go to the other one. Apparently it can break a bit if you do that, which is interesting. Oh yeah, and at the end, I hooked up a system to the two at the end, so you can see the glass here. Basically, when you flick these levers, it removes one of the layers of glass and places a rail where it was. I do have a reset system set up, so it's not that difficult to just put everything back. although I have yet to hook that up to the grand reset button. But yeah, that's what it is so far. I think that that's all for this. Oh, actually, if you're interested about like how the system works, basically I just have it so it's just using these two. Essentially, it tests if there's a blaze with a certain custom name, and then it spawns an armor station there. So it all happened within the same tick, so you couldn't really see it that well, but it tested for the blaze being there with the custom name. Then it spawned the armor stand, and then this one, it just kills all of the blazes with that name. I'm just gonna take out that limit there because it's kind of useless. Like, if I spawn a million blazes like this, I really do, A, that's not gonna happen, but B, I really do want them all to get killed. And also, if the rail is removed beneath them, then they get killed. Which is how I will be dealing with cleanup when I make them invisible later. So, yeah.